So today's Rambam is actually connected with today's Torah portion. The story of today's Torah portion is about Avram coming to the gates of Egypt, telling his wife, "Please lie for me. Say, I am your brother. You're my sister. Imina chaysiyat." So what's the logic? The logic is the Egyptians, if they would know that they're a couple, they would kill him and take her. If they would think that they're not a couple, they wouldn't kill him. They'll just take her. There's no option. They wouldn't care what she thought or didn't think, right? Obviously, they just cared about. They didn't care about women, apparently, in Egypt. So if she was married, they would have to kill the husband. If she wasn't married, they would just take her. Kind of funny, huh? So the question is, why wouldn't they just take her and not kill them? Apparently, these people are a little bit aggressive about their their desires, right? So why don't they just take Sarah and let Avram live? So that's connected to today's Rambam. Dal, you hear the question? Why don't the Egyptians just take Sarah and not kill Avram? If they would have told the Egyptians they're a couple, they would take Sarah.
Because she told them the truth. Was his sister.
That's true. But the question is, why was Avram scared and told Sarah, "Say I'm your brother"? Just say the truth. And if they decide to take Sarah, they'll take Sarah. The king took Sarah, right? The king can do whatever he wants. If you look in the history, right, the kings in, let's say, Rome, for example, if he saw a woman he liked, he doesn't care about the husband. Go fly a kite, right? So why in Egypt would be different? Anyways, the Rebbe says this is actually a source connected to today's Rambam.
They were righteous boy. They would kill men before they touch Mary.
Oh, Idalia got the answer. Idalia said, I don't know if you got the answer, but that's possibly got the answer. It's more unhumane to take someone's wife in his face and live with her in his face than to kill her and take her. Now, this is actually a halachic ruling, which means on Shabbos, if you have an option, let's say you have a car with all the food you need for the sick person, or you have, 10 different things, small little packages, different places. So better do one not wrong, but Chilul Shabbos, that's a great Shabbos once, and get all the whole thing.
So what's worse, to drive a car or smoke a cigarette?
No, they're both. You can't drive a car.
The Israeli says driving a car is like peanuts here.
No, so driving a car and smoking cigarettes is the same thing. The point is, you don't get the story. The story's like this: when they killed Avram, they did one sin. If they would have killed him, every time they had a relations with Sarah, that wouldn't be a sin anymore because she's dead. If he would be alive, every single time it would be a less sin, right? So now, when today's Rambam says, if someone is in a bad situation, he's sick, you do anything on Shabbos, it's as if there's no Shabbos. And not only that, you specifically, according to the Rambam, do it with the greatest rabbis. Because if it's with a simple guy, they'll be confused. What's the difference? Yeah, last week, this week, the rabbi knows the difference. And also, you have to show this is the law. If it's Shabbos, but if the guy is sick, you do whatever is possible. Right? The story of the Alter Rebbe, the first Rebbe of Chabad, on Yom Kippur, Baikol Nidrei, left shul because he felt with Ruach HaKodesh, divine knowledge that there's some woman at the edge of the town. The whole family left because it was Yom Kippur, but the lady just had a baby. According to the halacha, until 3 days, 7 days, there's no Shabbos, no Yom Kippur. You do whatever you could to help her. So their family left the lady, but the Alter Rebbe knew this lady needed help, so he went to their house. He broke wood off the trees nearby. He cooked a soup and gave it to the woman. The Alter Rebbe, and then he came back to shul and started calling it there. And the family was in shul. They were waiting for the Alter Rebbe to come. Everyone's waiting shul. Where's the Alter Rebbe? The Alter Rebbe is meanwhile taking care of your wife. So what's the point over here regarding the story of Avram and Sarah? That better do one wrong thing or one Chilul Shabbos than do a bunch, right? So, for example, let's say you have a tree. You need to have, for this sick person, a medicine, 150 apples. So you can do it one thing. You can cut the bottom of the tree. That's one cut. That's it. Or you can take each apple off. Let's say. I'm thinking about this now, right? So better do one cut the whole tree, do one Chilul Shabbos, than do ripping off all the apples. Same thing by Avram. better to kill him than to keep him alive and take away his wife. Now the question is, the Egyptians didn't know Torah, right? So obviously, what were they? How could we learn from the Egyptians? So Gedaliah's point is that it's not so much maybe the Torah aspect, but it's the humane aspect. You rather kill someone. It's an interesting way of looking at it, but you rather kill someone and take his wife than leave him alive and take his wife. It's more as you feel more. It's more dishonest, I guess, or something like that. So let's go through a few more laws in today's Rambam. And according by Avram, it's very interesting. We just read in Pirkei Avos a few months ago that Avram, he took the portion of heaven of all the people in his generation and 10 generations from Noah till Avram. There were thousands and thousands of people. All their heavens he took. So it explains in the Gemara that every single person is born with a heaven and a hell. And you can choose where to go. What happens if you go to hell? Your heaven is vacant. Who takes it? Your buddy. So by Avram,
Who takes it?
Someone else. So Avram, it says, for 10 generations of heavens, he got. And those generations were big, many years. It wasn't just, it's thousands of years. He took all their heavens. So apparently, but the people in the times of Avram were.
You know, he said if you tell someone keep Shabbat, but he doesn't. You tell him he doesn't. If you tell him he doesn't, so you take his.
Also, he has a point. That's exactly from Avram. Avram, it says, because he worked so hard to inspire people, and he actually did inspire thousands of people to believe in God. Therefore, he took the whole generation's heaven. Not only his 10 generations of heaven. Yeah, so Avram was, so the question is why Avram did that. It's a good question. Yeah, but it's sounds a little bit selfish. You're saving yourself on your marks expense. How to make money. So he said Avram made a lot of money off this. I don't know.
Twice we did money and we did the same thing twice.
It's your theory. It doesn't say it in the theory.
That's commercial. Basically, it was like
Misha, it doesn't say that in the theory. It says there he made money. He didn't say he did it to make money.
And they ran out of money twice, and twice he sold his wife. And then
He didn't sell his wife. Misha. Anyways, so if let's say 10 people go to get a medicine, they all go jump into the car. Someone faints on Shabbos. So if he, that was interesting halacha. I don't know if I should say it. If 100% he dies, you can't touch him on Shabbos. You have to wait till after Shabbos. If he's almost gonna die, you can have 100 people in the whole show. Call the ambulance. Everyone, they can go all and come back. Even after they come back and they realize he died hours ago, no problem. Hundreds of people. You think he's gonna die? He looks like he's gonna die. We don't care, right? So as soon as he dies, it's it, right? I mean, obviously it's hard to know. So therefore, but technically, if in the olden days, or if you would have no machine, anything, right? You know for sure you can't touch him. I mean, there's ways in certain cases you have to take him out of shul, but there's a story by the Rebbe actually, that actually the Rebbe gave a blessing to someone. He bought the opening of the Ark by Kolindre. He bought it a year before, almost a year before. So he's going to buy it. If he gets the blessing of the Rebbe, he'll be able to do it. So the Rebbe said every year the Rebbe gave him the blessing. He bought it by Shabbos Bereshis to open it by Kolindre. So he opened it in Kolindre, dropped it right there. Yeah, my father was there. So the Rebbe told him right away, take him out, right? Because first thing they took him out there. But the point is that when it comes to life, even if you're 100% sure, it's almost everyone in the whole show, anyone, wherever it is, you do whatever it can. If you don't think, hey, this other person, this person, that person, make a difference. Everyone have a good night.